Now it's looking highly likely next week the two leaders will be locked in talks in Singapore. However, negotiations are still ongoing behind closed doors. For some updates on whether Pyongyang and Washington have found any common ground in exchanging denuclearization for security, let's turn to our Iji-1.
Complete, verifiable, irreversible denuclearization has been mentioned and explained numerous times by U.S. officials and analysts. But in order to achieve that, is the U.S. ready to give North Korea what it wants, a complete, verifiable, irreversible guarantee of security?
North Korea wants two things from the U.S., eliminating the military threat and guaranteeing its security. And while eliminating the military threat is rather simple, like downsizing or ceasing the joint military drills by South Korea and the U.S., the security guarantee is much more comprehensive.
The North Korean expert says there are 3 points to consider in CVIG. The first is securing North Korea's sovereignty. That would mean ensuring there is no direct military threat against the regime. This could be done through a declaration of the end of the Korean War, which would be followed by a non-aggression pact and then a peace treaty. Second is acknowledging the regime. This means seeing North Korea as a normal nation and establishing diplomatic ties with Pyongyang, maybe first by setting up a liaison office on each other's soil, which could further develop to hosting each other's embassies. Third is giving economic autonomy to the North. The expert said it's not economic support the North seeks from the U.S., but for Washington to simply lift its economic sanctions on Pyongyang and for North Korea to feed itself and join the global economy on its own. U.S. President Donald Trump and his administration seem to be on the right track with their incentives to the North. President Trump mentioned the prospect of ending the decades-long Korean War after his meeting with the vice chairman of North Korea's ruling Workers' Party Central Committee Kim Young-chul last week. But the expert says there still seems to be work left in setting the exact price for North Korea's denuclearization.
A peace treaty, possibly diplomatic ties, the lifting of sanctions, and economic support. These are all things the two sides can exchange, but when and to what extent has yet to be decided. It's a complex matter that requires more negotiations, and I'm thinking that is what the two sides are still discussing.
Though much of the talks are behind closed doors, the world will soon find out how much North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and U.S. President Donald Trump are each willing to give to the other side. Iji-1, Arirang News.